Om Shanti, Madhuvan Murli, 2023, July 10. Essence: sweet children, become right hands of the Father. Be interested in doing service and pay full attention to Srimad. If anything about service appear in the newspaper, read that and become engaged in doing service. Question है, when will you children be able to glorify the Father's name? Answer: when your behavior become very royal and mature. The behavior of you children should be like that of a peon. Jewels, not stone, should always emerge from your lips. Those who let stone emerge defame the name and their status is then destroyed. After belonging to the Father, pay full attention to not committing any sins. Song: leave your throne of the sky and come down to earth. Details: Om Shanti. You children heard the song? You remember? O Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, change your incorporeal form and come into a corporeal form. What form would he change into? It would not be said. Come into the form of a fish or crocodile. No, this is a world of sinful souls. People call out to him to come and purify them. If he is omnipresent, then whom are they calling out to? This song is also played on the radio, but no one understands the meaning of it. You daughters, do not read the newspapers, etc. Although you are educated, you are not interested in reading newspapers. Then there are the brothers. Among them, some are interested in doing service, and so they think about how to find way of servicing through the newspapers. There are many who are the decoration of the Brahmin clan. However, in that too, only a handful out of multi-millions emerge who would see something in the newspaper and thereby instantly become engaged in doing service. Baba has made the mothers right hands. Hardly any brothers are ready to be that. Some rare ones pay attention to Srimad accurately. There is this one point of being degraded and elevated. Degraded one call out, "Oh God, come and make us elevated." All are definitely degraded. It is said, as are the king and queen, so the subject. King and queen means the government and subjects means the people. It has been explained to you children that when Bharat was elevated, it was heaven. If there were degraded beings in heaven too, how could that be called heaven? It would definitely be the Father that everyone remembers who established heaven. Only those who are degraded call out. Those who are elevated never call out. Bharat was very elevated. It was heaven and it is now hell. So there would definitely golden age. As are the king and queen, so the subjects. Look how elevated that Lakshmi and Narayan were. The very name is heaven. In the copper age, they built temples to such elevated kings and queens and worshipped them. So surely they themselves must have been degraded. They say of themselves that they are degraded, lustful, angry, and sinful, whereas to the deities they say, "You are full of all virtues." In Bharat, those who are degraded sing praise of those who are elevated. Degraded kings build temples to the elevated deities. They continue to sing praise of them, bow down to their idols, salute them, and worship them. Baba has explained that the soul who come down from up above to establish a religion would definitely be Shatopradhan and elevated. Although it is the kingdom of Maya, those who come here for the first time are definitely Shatopradhan. And this is why they are praised. They then go through the stages of Shato, Rajo, and Tamo. The deities were elevated. Everyone also has to go through the stages of Sato, Rajo, and Tamo. They have to become degraded. It was printed in the newspaper that there are many organizations which are trying to put an end to corruption. People have been built temples to the elevated deities and worshipping them. They themselves were worthy of worship and elevated, and then they themselves became degraded worshippers. They then begin to sit and worship the worthy of worship deity idols. You can now write that the king and queen and the subjects of the golden age were elevated and that it was a viceless world. Later, the degrees continue to decrease. Bharat has to come down. This play is based on Bharat. For half a cycle, Bharat was elevated. It does not stay like that constantly. From 16 degrees, it has to come down to 14 degrees. Gradually, the degrees decrease and people become Tamapradhan. The father says, when there is extreme degradation, I come. Impure ones are called degraded and pure ones are called elevated. This is something that has to be understood very clearly. It is said, Srimad Bhagavat. What does Srimad do? It makes you into elevated kings of kings. It is said, conquer this Maya and you will become princess and prince. Just look how 3000 years before Christ, Bharat was 16 celestial degrees elevated. Bharat was the golden sparrow. The king, queen, and subjects were ever happy in heaven. Then, when the kingdom of Ravan began, they started to become degraded. They themselves say that their officers are corrupt. There are no kings and queens. Who would say that there is corruption among the people? Here it is the rule of people, our people. All are corrupt. First of all, the government has to become elevated. Who would make it that? You poor daughters are becoming number one elevated one. The father says, I come and make everyone elevated. According to the drama, the whole play is predestined. The same Gita and pictures etc. will emerge again. In Bengal, they have a temple to Kali. They sacrifice their lives calling out to Kali Ma. Where did goddesses such as Kali Ma and Chandika, cremator goddesses, etc., come from? Look at their names. Those who left Baba would become cremator for these subjects. However, those who stay here and perform sinful action would become cremator for the royal family. At the end, they receive a crown and royal costume because they are adopted by the father. This is why goddess Chandika is also worshipped. Knowledge is very deep, but someone should at least imbibe it. For instance, some barristers earn 100,000, whereas others have to wear a torn coat. This study is unlimited. Whatever the Father has explained to you in detail, condense it into a 5-minute talk and have it printed in the newspaper. Talk and have it printed in the newspapers. You should also ask them who established the Hindu religion. They would not be able to tell you. They do not know anything. The behavior of you Shakti has to be very royal and mature. Like that of a prince, let jewels, not stones, continue to emerge from your lips. Those people throw stones, you must never throw stones. Do not fame the name. Acha, to the sweetest belong lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother and the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and we student namaste to the godly father. Thanks. Essence of the Murli. Number 1. Become elevated by following Srimad and do the service of making others elevated. Do not behave in any way which would defame the name of the clan. Let only jewels, not stone, constantly emerge from your lips. Number 2. While listening to this deep, unlimited study in detail, merge the essence of that in yourself and serve others. Pay full attention to Srimad. Blessing of this day. May you clearly reveal Father Brahma with your action and your stage as a Master Brahma. Details. Father Brahma's natural sanskar was you first. In any place, it was always the children first. In every situation, he kept the children ahead of himself. It was not just for the sake of saying it, but with the feeling of a well-wisher, whether that one did something, it is the Father's service, and if I do something, it is the Father's service. Not that I should move forward. No, move forward by keeping other in front of you. When everyone has this feeling, you will then be called Master Brahma. No one would then say that they have not seen Father Brahma. Let your action and your stage clearly reveal Father Brahma. Slogan. Go into the depth of the ocean with the determined thought of concentration, and you will find diamonds and pearls of experience. Thanks God.